Today, I'm going to show you guys the process that I use to wash my cars. This is my 2023 Subaru Outback Onyx Edition. It's really dirty today. It's probably been a month or so since I've washed it last, and I'm off work. It's a really nice day, so why not? We'll go ahead and wash my car. You can tell Cleo back there is really excited about being a part of this today. She's doing really good back there on her place training. I'll also be sharing with you guys some of the products I'll be using today. I'm not being paid by any companies to talk about these products. These are just products that I've used for many years on many different cars I've owned and things that I personally can attest to. So things that I think just make washing your car a lot easier and provide a quality job. We're gonna start off with some car soap. So a bucket of clean water with some soap. We are using the Chemical Guys Snow Foam. You can get whatever car soap you like. All of the items, by the way, I'm going to be talking about in today's video are linked down in the description below, so you can see details on what I'm actually using. And the reason I got this is because not only does it smell really good, but we're going to be using the foam cannon. If you haven't used one of these before, I highly recommend getting one. They're really fun to use, and it just makes spreading the soap and the foam all over the car much easier, so you get really good coverage. And of course, you want to get some nice wash mitts. I have one for the paint, the body of the car, and then one for the wheels and the tires. And I have a little spoke cleaner as well. This fits really nicely in between the spokes when you're trying to wash your wheels really nicely. And over here, I have an electric pressure washer. You don't need anything high powered. This one I've had for about a year now, works really well. It's a 1700 PSI, so again, you don't need anything high powered. It'll come with this gun, but I don't like the weight of this. It causes strain on your arm, so I threw that one out, and I got this off Amazon. I think I was able to get this on Amazon with the foam cannon as a combo, so if I can find that link, I'll put that down below. It'll come with multiple different nozzles for car paints. You don't want to use any of these. These are going to be too strong for the paint and cause damage, so threw those out. And you want to use a 40 degree. This is a white nozzle, so check to make sure you are using something that's not going to damage your paint. And lastly, we're going to finish it up with some tire shine. If that's your thing, pick up a can of these. This works really well. This is the high gloss. It's Griot's Garage. I don't even know how you pronounce it, but I've used it for a few years now and it works really well. Just keeps the car looking nice and fresh and keeps that dullness off the sidewalls of the tire. It's a good idea to do this in the shade if you can. Of course, that's not always possible depending on the situation you're in on a nice sunny day. So we're gonna make do with what we have here. We're gonna go ahead and give it just a quick pre-wash or pre-rinse. No soap, just water. I also just noticed this is the first time that I'm hand washing my Outback since I got it. Got it back in October, right before it started getting cold. So I've only taken it through the automatic car wash up to this point. Once we get our foam cannon put on, we just go ahead and spray it down. Then just take your wash mitt, put it in the soapy water. Ideally, you want to have two buckets. I believe they call it the 2-bucket method. One for soapy water and one for clean water that you can rinse this off in. But I don't have 2 buckets today, so we're just going to do with what we have. And very simply, just go back and forth like this. Make sure you've already got the majority of any major dirt and debris off, because anything that is on the paint, anything rough like dirt or rock, acts as like sandpaper and can damage your paint. So you also don't want to go in circular motions because that'll create swirls. You want to keep it linear, just going straight across the panels. And I try to do one section at a time. like one whole side of the car at a time, depending on how hot it is, or if you're in direct sunlight, you might want to do one panel at a time even. I know that seems a bit excessive, but you don't want this soap to dry. There's my automatic unlock. I've got my key in my pocket. And you can come up close here. You guys can see how dirty this actually was. So white cars have the tendency to stay a little bit cleaner than black or darker colored paints, but you can see the difference here on the paint color, just how much dirt and debris is there. Now I'm gonna come back through and do the other half of this, because the bottom portion of your car is typically gonna be dirtier than the top. So we'll stay kind of on the top right now. Get around the wheel arches, and then we'll go through and do the lower portion of the car. We're gonna do the wheels last because I'm going to use, like I said, I only have one bucket. I'm gonna be using this wash mitt for my wheels exclusively, because those are gonna be the dirtiest with brake dust and grime on it. I don't want that on my paint. So we're gonna wait to do the wheels last. I'll go ahead and do the other side of this car. It's gonna be identical to what I just did here. Now we're switching over that 40-degree white nozzle back over on the pressure washer. We're gonna give it a good rinse. Don't forget your mirrors. Almost forgot. I'm gonna get those nice and good. This is where you tend to see a lot of bug guts. So just like the front end of your car, you're gonna see that there. We're gonna continue that same process on each side of the car. So I typically do one side at a time. So we're gonna do the front, the other side, and the rear to finish it off. Now that I've finished with the paint, the body of the car, we'll finish up with the wheels. Just like that, and then take a separate wash mitt to get these spokes cleaned really well. And then this isn't necessary, but depending on the style of your wheels, having this to get in the crevices there is a lot easier than the big wash mitt. This is also a good time to go ahead and pull out your all-weather floor liners, spray them off real good, throw some soap on them, rinse them off, let them dry before you put them back in. We're gonna do the tires here in just a second. We're gonna give them an opportunity to dry off before we spray them with the tire shine. But on the inside of the car, depending on the interior you have, if you have leather or this is called StarTex. It's a synthetic material that Subaru has on the Onyx. Some of their, like the Wilderness trim, some of their other specialty trim lines. Get a microfiber and some detail spray. Spray this down and wipe the seats clean. Of course, you wanna do this after vacuuming the inside of the car. This one in particular is just the Adams Polishes borderless microfiber. I actually have two specifically, one for cleaning the seats and the dash, and then the other for cleaning the touchscreen display. So if you have an Outback, a Legacy, or well, now all of the Subarus are moving over to this 11.6-inch touchscreen display. It's a high gloss material, and so whenever dust and fingerprints get on it, it's very visible. So having this handy, keeping it in your glove box is really nice because you can clean that off without scratching it. It's also beneficial for things like your gloss black plastic materials on the shift lever and down here by the gear shifter. The last thing that I always do on my cars is throw some tire shine on the sidewall of the tires. This is optional, but something that I think really just makes the car look that much better. And this particular product, it's a high shine. You can spray it on and just let it dry and just leave it like that. Here's a look at the final product with my Outback all cleaned up. I love this color when it's all cleaned up. You can see that pearl white in the sun. Like today, that to me just looks amazing. So it really, I love whenever I get my car washed because it makes it look so much better. You don't have that dull white or those dull black trim pieces anymore. So let me know if you guys have any questions down in the comment section below. As always, if you guys enjoy content like this, please be sure to click that subscribe button. And if you guys learned something new and got value out of today's video, I'd really appreciate it if you click the like button.